Now to news across the country making headlines this morning. President Biden facing scrutiny and potentially more searches for classified documents. Multiple sources say more searches could soon be on the way after about 20 classified documents were found in a D.C. office and two of Biden's Delaware homes. The White House says files could have been shipped in 2017 when Biden transitioned out of D.C. as vice president. The sources say more searches are possible, but it's not clear who would conduct them or where they would take place. And right now, Democratic allies are voicing frustration with White House officials' approach to those classified documents, calling administration to be more forthcoming in its handling of the issue. NBC's Monica Alba has the latest ahead of the Today Show.
Good morning. President Biden has remained publicly silent on the special counsel's investigation into his handling of classified materials so far, ignoring reporters' questions 4 days in a row, while privately expressing frustration with the growing backlash, according to three sources familiar with the matter. It comes as the White House revealed this weekend additional pages of classified documents were discovered inside the president's Delaware home. So far, the total number of classified records recovered is unclear as Republicans are full steam ahead on congressional investigations. The White House now facing intensifying criticism about a lack of transparency, with the president's personal attorney insisting they can't release certain details relevant to the investigation while it is ongoing. We'll have all of that and more coming up this morning on the Today Show.
And the FAA meltdown that led to a ground stop of U.S. air departures now has lawmakers demanding answers. And it comes on the heels of the Southwest Airlines disruption that thwarted holiday travel for thousands of passengers. Karen Caifa is in Washington with the latest.
Dozens of lawmakers on both sides of the aisle demanding more answers in a letter to Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg on Friday concern the FAA technology issues that led to the disruption of thousands of U.S. flights last week could run deeper.
We've been able to make some major gains in terms of accountability for airlines when it comes to their customer service. We equally have to make sure that FAA has the systems, the staffing, and the operations that it needs.
The FAA meltdown on the heels of the Southwest Airlines holiday debacle that canceled thousands of flights. Despite the recent headlines, Katie Nastro, travel expert for Going, says the majority of flights are getting from point A to point B on time, but passengers can prepare to be their own troubleshooters.
Sometimes things happen, having that flexibility and just being prepared with a backup plan is never a bad idea.
That begins with reading the fine print on a ticket.
There are controllable disruptions. That's things within the airline's control that they can manage, like a staffing issue, like a software issue internally. And then there are uncontrollables like the weather and air traffic control, which is an entirely other separate entity from airlines.
That distinction will determine your compensation from an airline. Nastro also recommends nonstop flights to reduce the chance of disruption and early morning flights to avoid the domino effect of disruptions to a flight schedule like the FAA stop last week. In Washington, I'm Karen Caifa.